Hey guys, this is Mr. V, over here doing a book review today for Say Cheese and Die by R.L. Stine. Say Cheese and Die is a classical Goosebumps book from the original 62 book run, and this is book number 4 in that run. You should know that I do a spoiler-free book review, so let's get on to the book review for now for Say Cheese and Die. So the main premise to Say Cheese and Die is it follows 4 different kids. They're all friends, and there's an abandoned house which they said some creepy things happen in the house. The kids decide that they want to break into it and see what is in the house. And when they get into the house, it's kind of creepy, but nothing unusual, nothing scary about it. But the main character, Greg, he finds a secret compartment in the house that has a camera. And what he decides to do is he decides to take a picture of his friend. And about a minute after taking the picture, his friend falls and hurts himself. And not only that, the picture which they show actually shows the friend falling. So it's basically almost like a haunted camera type of thing. And as the book progresses, more and more things happen with the camera. So that is the main premise for Say Cheese and Die. Something you should know, compared to the original or the first 3 books of this series, this book has 4 characters. 4 main characters, basically, or 1 main character, but 4 characters right from the beginning. Many of R.L. Stine's books normally start out with only like 1 or 2, but just be aware that this starts with like 4. It's nothing complex, but just be aware of that. Anyway, let's go on with that. So I thought that this book was a really fun book because he immediately set like a creepy atmosphere with that like possible haunted house, but either way, the abandoned house. Like many of us have seen those type of abandoned houses where they're starting to fall apart, things like that. And that's why he sets that like tone immediately. And even when they get into the house, it's like it feels a little scary, and he describes it very well. Like it just feels scary the way he describes it. Those are the things that you can like picture going into those types of houses. So I thought that he set the tone like immediately with the type of abandoned house. And also he starts with action very fast because the camera itself is scary. Like the main character, Greg, he discovers his camera, takes a picture, and his friend gets injured. And, his friend falls, gets injured. So that's why he starts pretty fast with some action. And, and he continues it throughout the book. But he starts pretty fast. And it's really cool. I thought the book was really cool because there is basically like every time he takes a picture, there is suspense with every picture. And I'll be a slight spoiler, but that he takes a couple of pictures throughout the book. But that, at first they don't know what the pictures do. They just find it kind of odd. But that there is suspense with every picture because there's not only what the picture shows, like you're wondering, okay, what is a picture going to show? Because every time he takes a picture, it looks different after he takes it. So it's like, what does the picture show? And then it's like, what will happen based off what the picture shows? So you like have this like intense wonder of like, okay, how can the picture get to that? Like, what will happen? And you have this intense wonder, and like all the pictures are really creepy. I can't say it because it can spoil it, but it's like all the pictures are creepy. Like, well, I'll give you the first one that, I talked about already, where it's like it shows his friend falling in the beginning. And it's like he takes a picture of his friend smiling, and then all of a sudden the picture shows his friend falling, and it's like, it's kind of creepy seeing that. And it's like, how did the picture do that? And, then that's where the wonder comes in, and it's a lot of fun with that aspect. And I would say that creepiness kind of leads to like scariness because the pictures are all scary or they're all creepy, and that leads to the scariness, which then leads to the wonder. And it's like this continual cycle of everything. And the other aspect is that like every picture is a lot of fun, because of that whole like continual thing of, okay, it's a creepy picture, what will happen, how is it, it's kind of scary, what's going on, and it's like that continual wonder. And that's why every picture that is taken throughout the book is a lot of fun. And and I would say that aspect is a lot of fun, But be prepared that, based off some of these pictures, it is for a Goosebumps book. This is one of the darker of the Goosebumps books, but, it's still not bad. But it still is a lot of fun with that aspect. And it's like, even when you see, like, the kids are in this spot, like, you see Greg in that spot, and it's like, he's in a situation where no one will believe him. Like, how are they going to believe that you have this, like, weird camera that can almost predict the future or stuff like that? And, it's like, it's just like no one believes you. And I actually think it was really cool. You have to remember, this was written in the early 1990s. So it's like cameras were still pretty big, but they weren't as big like today. Today you can have them on your phones. People have, it's so common today. But it's like back then they weren't as common, but still, like they were a bigger machine and just a lot more wonder with the cameras, the old Polaroids, things like that. So, that also makes it a lot of fun, but you have to go in with that mindset. And as I said, there are many creepy or scary things that happen that I cannot say because then it would ruin the book. So, but just be aware, there are many scary and creepy things, which are a lot of fun. Now, as for the end, I enjoyed the end. There was one part which may have been a little rushed, but maybe not. I felt that it was still pretty good. And the end, I judged an end by multiple things, but I thought the end wrapped everything up nicely. And I enjoyed it as well. Because he does a good part. Like, all parts of the end were good in this one. Sometimes there's like a complaint. I said maybe one part was rushed. But for the most part, everything was good in this ending. So overall, I thought Say Cheese and Die was just a great book. It was a lot of fun, and I always rate my Goosebumps books on either as A, B, C, D, or F. And I say this one definitely gets an A because it just had that creepiness, scariness factor. Every chapter and every section just makes you want to keep reading because it says that, like, every part just leads to the next just very well. And again, I don't want to say anything so I don't spoil anything. But if you guys have any comments, questions, anything like that, please post it in the comments section below. I hope you guys click the subscribe button as I always upload multiple book reviews. But thank you for watching my book review today. This is Mr. V. Go enjoy your reading.